There you go. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Pay attention. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, over the past couple weeks, we have been talking about. Why you good? Over the past couple weeks, we have been talking about the events that led to the Revolutionary War. We had protesting, right? We had killings, right?
Yes.
We had mobs, right?
Yes.
We had destruction of property, right?
Yes.
Tar and feathering, right?
Yes.
Boycotting, right?
Yes.
Smuggling, right?
Yes.
Throwing snowballs, right?
Yes.
Yay! All right. The thing is, ladies and gentlemen, is I like to say that the event that we talk about today is the last event. It's the pot that's been boiling on top of the stove. And the pot just keeps getting hotter and hotter. And when that water's boiling, what's eventually going to happen to that pot? It could explode because you have a lid on it. It's going to overflow. It's too much. It's too much to take. Too hot in the kitchen, right? So you have to get out. The colonists are saying, you know what, this is too much. I can't handle this. And they're going to start really becoming very radical, revolutionary, and that's the event that we see today, Lexington and Concord. It's the event that tips over the pot. The water spills. The colonists and the British government are going to go head to head. Ding, 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 for the first time, all right? So before we start this, and you guys, by the way, you guys are going to do a little mini project today, tomorrow, and possibly Wednesday. We'll see how far you get. But the assignment is going to be you creating an Adobe Spark page. You guys know this. I asked you to look at the tutorial video, etc. But before we start getting into that, when you guys are working on it individually, what I want to take a look at is this right here. As I said, orders given to the British Redcoats about Lexington and Concord, right? And these orders were given by Thomas Gates, General, right? And he says that he's going to send troops to Lexington and Concord. And here are exact words. I want to pay attention to like 3 spots of this, though. All right? Very, very important. They received intelligence. It's frozen.
Freeze. Hands up.
Thaw. Oops. Wrong one, too.
Up. Puppy.
There you go.
I heard him make this.
All right. So, this right here, I would like you to take a look at this. So we have right here intelligence. Can someone look that word up for me, please? Intelligence. Someone look that up for me. You know what? I'll get my cards.
What
Let's see
does
if we can get from
intelligence
that.
mean?
So maybe we can all look that up while we're doing this. Intelligence.
No.
Intelligence.
Intelligence.
And you know what? Mainly we're looking for military intelligence. Maybe that second definition. All right, Jamie, go ahead. Tell us what do you see by that second definition? I'm sorry, I can't hear Jamie. Okay, so we have a collection of information. So the British military, the Redcoats, have a collection, as Jamie said, a collection of information. And their information is as follows. That there is a quantity of ammunition, provisions, artillery, tents, and small arms. Do you think they mean like this, small arms? Like, hello?
Like dinosaur.
When you say arms, what do you think they mean by arms? Quinn? Guns. Very good. They have been collected at Concord. So the colonists have these things at Concord. What are these things that they're describing? Can you give me just an overall description of what these things are? Ammunition, artillery, tents, arms.
Food.
What are these things? Yeah, food, a big collection of food too. What do you think they're getting at? What are these things that the colonists have there? What are these things? Dante? Oh, okay, so there's a lot of stuff that you could be used for war, right? They're weapons. Very good. Okay. So we know that he knows. He knows. He has information. Who do you think gave him that information, by the way? Who do you think gave the British redcoats the information to say, hey, colonists have weapons? Who do you think gave them this information? Who would give them this information? Allie.
The loyalists?
Good word. Excellent word. You're the first student today who has got to give me that word without me getting them to that point. Loyalists. People that are loyal to the king, Parliament. Right? And they're gonna sell those colonists out any heartbeat they can. Those colonists have weapons. I know they do. And they told the people that they thought could take care of that. All right? So, they have these weapons. The next part I want to take a look at is what the British think that they're going to do with these weapons. Right here. The purpose of raising and supporting a rebellion against His Majesty. So they have information that says they have weapons. What do the British think the colonists are going to do with these weapons? James? B. Where'd he go? There he is. Yeah.
Do you think they're gonna try to kill the king?
Okay, they might try to kill the king, maybe. But is he there?
Or overthrow the king?
Overthrow the king. What else?
Maybe like what is it called? Like mess with or like mess with or like.
Okay. How about a vocabulary word? Vocabulary word that we use so far? What are the colonists going to become? Remember our time continuum? Your product went from reactionary, plain, ordinary, all the way through to
Radical.
radical. Very good. They're going to become radical in their behavior. They're going to rebel. They're going to overthrow, as we said, James said, the king. Okay. Now here's the last thing I want you to focus on. All right? The last thing is, to me, I thought a little odd, but it's also a little interesting too. He tells them this. He says, when you go, I want you to gather up all this stuff. Gather up all the ammunition. Take it away from them. But also, do this, or do not do this. Take care that the soldiers do not plunder the inhabitants or hurt private property. Can we look up plunder? Look up plunder. So the British commander says, go and arrest and confiscate all their weapons in Concord. But do not, under any circumstance, plunder. What does plunder mean? Paige.
To steal goods from a place or a person, typically using force in time of war.
Okay, so don't steal goods from the colonists, right? He also says, do not hurt their private property. Does it sound like he's telling his British soldiers to go there and kill? No. So it's kind of one of those things where, is that what happens though? Do the British soldiers and the colonists end up fighting in this event? I think we know they do, right? So were they instructed to go and fight? No, they were actually instructed the opposite. Go and take away their ammunition and their weapons, but don't take anything from them. Besides that, we're private property. Don't rob them. Don't do anything. So does that sound, once again, does that sound like the British are ready to go there to kill, fight, do any of those things? No. But we do know that a little scuffle and a war breaks out. Right? We do know that the first shots, pow, are heard. The shot heard around the world. Right? The first shot that was fired in the Revolutionary War, the shot heard around the world. Yes?
How do we know this is true?
What's that?
How do we know that the...
Well, we can only go by what his orders were, right? His orders were this, specific words. His primary source is eyewitness account. That's what we know, right? Now, maybe he did that for a reason, to say, let's do this, and then send secret orders. I don't know. That's a possibility, all right? So, I do want you to think about this today. We're going to take a look at his letter. We just did that. We know what their orders are. But we know that that's not what happened. What happened in between? That's what we're going to take a look at today. And tomorrow. And possibly Wednesday. Okay? Does anyone have any questions on this right here? Are you sure? Good? All right. Let's go to Adobe Spark page now. Now remember, you log in. You can log in with your Google credentials. and your 13 years of age credentials. See?
Si, senor.
Sign in with Google.
Okay, now I got when you can sign up or log in.
Sign in with Google.
Is this like log in with Google? Yeah, that's what it says.
Yeah, log in with Google. It says it right there, Google option. Google. 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 And remember, you have to be 13.
Born in 2005.
All right. Let me show you now what you guys and girls are going to do on your own. Now, I will give you the opportunity to work with other people together. That's fine. But you are going to submit your own Adobe Spark page. Your own Adobe Spark page. And Adobe Spark page does not work like Google. You cannot share and invite people to edit on it at the same time. That's one limitation of Adobe Spark, is that only one person is able to be on it. Okay. So if I could show you real quick, this is what you're going to create. Everyone, eyes up here. Everyone, eyes up here. Adobe Spark page is like a website and a presentation morphed into one. And it does a really good job, I think, of being able to put a lot of media into one place, like pictures, video, text, all that great stuff. All right? So, is there anyone who is unable to get into Adobe Spark page as of right now? Okay, what's the problem? It says error. Are you logging in with Google? And remember, you have to be 13, right? Okay. Yeah. All right, ready? So here's what I want you guys and girls to do. I would like you to create your new Adobe Spark page. Hit the plus button. Do not select a predetermined template. Don't do a template that's already determined, right? Don't do that. Just do regular whatever. I don't want one. I don't want a predetermined one. Yes, it looks like that.
Wait, are you supposed to have the plus sign? Yes.
Now, I'll let you look. All right. So, those of you with technical difficulties, I will allow you, or you don't have your iPad, I will allow you to work with someone who does, so that you guys together can create one. But as long as you're both working on it, that's fine. All right. Okay. Does everyone see a title page?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's what I'd like you to do. I'm going to take care of the first step with you. Would you please title this "The Battles of Lexington and Concord"? You tap on the box, and you can insert the text. The Battles of Lexington and Concord. If you're unable to do that, let me know, and I'll come and help you. So this Adobe Spark page is all about video, pictures, and text. And this does a really good job with it. So, if you also would, underneath it, would you please put your name? Okay, now, every time you need to make a new page, if you will, you hit the plus button at the bottom. So if you all with me, would you please hit the plus button? Bless you. Every time you're also going to hit glide show. Okay, now, you're supposed to have an image for each page. So if you guys could, double click out of that. Let's go to Google. And let's look up and search any image that you want of the battles of Lexington and Concord. Just do a Google search. Battles of Lexington and Concord.
Okay.
So the image that I chose is this one right here, because in this battle, we have the colonists versus the British Redcoats, as you can see over there. So I chose that. It's also in the Lexington green field, the common field where they used to let their animals graze and everything. They met out on this field, which we'll see in a little bit. So would you save that to your camera roll? Okay, now let's go back to Adobe Spark. All right, and then when you're in your glide show, click on the upload photo. Put the photo in, and then hit done. And there you should see your photo right there that you have selected. Now, as you scroll, you'll notice there's a box right there, or a rectangle, correct? The good thing about this is that you're able to put text and pictures in there over top of your picture. So if I hit that plus button, I can put another photo there. I can put my text in there. I can also put video in there too. That's going to be one of the requirements for today, is to put video in this. All right? Is there anyone who's unable to do that part right there? Raise your hand. Okay. Hit the plus button. Nope. There you go. Hit glide show. And I'm just going to show you a tutorial. Okay? Once the tutorial's done, you can select the picture and put in there. Yes. You have to hit done. Once you put the picture in, you have to hit done. Right? They won't let you what? Slideshow. Yeah.
Another photo? They don't all of them.
For some reason, it's only letting you do that. So we need to get rid of this. There you go.
Tutorial. Anyone else? So hit done. You should get the picture and hit done. There you go. All right. Okay, so for each part of this process, this is called a 3-2-1 assignment. And the reason it's called a 3-2-1 assignment is because it's like you're counting down. For the first part of the assignment, you have to have 3 facts about the battles of Lexington and Concord. The second part of it is you have to have a video and 2 questions to go along with that video. You're not making a video, you're just searching for one and putting it into your slideshow. And then 1 is selecting one primary source from 5 or 6 that I have for you, and then creating a 1-paragraph summary of that particular source. What does it say? All right? So each one of these is going to require to have a page. Kylie?
Do you answer the questions?
No, just the first part. The first part is you have to have 3 facts. All right? Yes.
Wait, so you're writing the questions based on the video that you picked?
Yes.
Okay.
You're writing the questions. It's like basically you're creating a website or a slide for other people to see. Okay, now put it in the directory. Too late. Make yourself a vampire. Okay, now, here's the other area that I need you to see, and then I'm going to cut you guys and girls loose and start working. On Schoology, let's go back to Schoology, and in the folder of Lexington and Concord, everything that you need for this is right there. So once again, the Adobe Spark tutorial that I asked you to take a look at the beginning of this is right there. The general gauge order that we took a look at in the beginning of class is right there. So here's what we do now. So now we're going to go to 3. Part 3 is asking you to find 3 facts about Lexington and Concord and add them to your presentation. So for instance, right here, you scroll down, you have to have fact number 1. Who was involved in the event? Fact number 2. What happened at the event? Or what was the outcome? And fact number 3. Why did this event take place? Where do you find information to answer this? If I scroll down further, there is an article that I put in here that gives you the information that you would need. Once I have who was involved, what happened, and why, I go to my Adobe Spark page, and then I can hit the plus button, and I can add the text that I need to put here. Who was involved, what happened, and why. All right, did I lose anyone? All right?
You lost me.
Well, you gotta be paying attention without your earbuds in your ears to be following along. Okay, yes, Dante?
So ours get cut off
Okay, I'll help you individually if you need to. Okay?
I only see 3,
Okay. All right. 2 is right here as well. The instructions for 2 is right here.
Oh, now I got it.
2 is the video. You guys can go on Google and find a video that you want. It's a tutorial video about Lexington and Concord, or an informational video. I chose this one. Here's my video. And then I'm also going to create 2 questions based on that video. All right? I have a background too, a background picture. And finally, my last one is a background picture. It's a primary source. I chose from the primary sources that I have on Google Docs, which you can get. And I have a little summary of it as well. What exactly is this person talking about? I know it's a good amount right now to think about, but once you start going and you utilize your resources, you'll be perfectly fine. I'll be around to help you. I'll be walking around, make sure everybody knows what they're doing. And I'll stop and check with you personally to make sure that we're good. All right? Yes, Paige?
You said we could we have to make individual things, but you said we could work with people.
Sure, you can work with other people, you can help each other. Now when I say help each other, that doesn't mean one person does it and the other person just takes all the work. All right? Yes, AJ?
My photo isn't working.
All right, I'll help you out. Jamie?
So 2 questions. So for the 3 facts,
Yeah.
can you put them all in that one box?
Yes.
And then,
Right here, like this.
Yeah, okay.
and then for the questions for the video, to answer them, right?
No.
Oh, you know.
Nope. You make the questions. That's it. Now you should know the answers to it though, right? Yeah. So there you go. All right. I'll be around. We're gonna have the rest of class today, and then also all the class tomorrow, definitely, and we'll see how Wednesday goes. But if you're utilizing your time and working, I think we're gonna be good to go. All right. So remember, we're filling in what happened between Gage's letter and the spark that started the war. What happened in between Lexington and Concord? Kylie. No, you don't have to. No, you're good. If you want to change the theme for this, you can. Yeah. There was a theme. Is that it right there? Yeah, there it is. You can change the theme for that one. Right? Yeah. Okay. So Rusty, you gonna get in?
Yeah, I got
Okay.
it.
Good. Okay. Who said they had problems with Frodo? Is that you, AJ? Okay. Slideshow? Alright, it's gotta be on your iPad. You have to do it. Got it? Can you use that one? Okay. Okay. Let's try this. Let's try to exit out of it. Alright, and then let's try to go back into Adobe Spark feed.
Wait, the one.
Sometimes it glitches like that. All right, Antonio, you said you had a question? Sure? Okay. No, you should have already made one. Should be in your pages. No, it didn't go to your pages. You didn't miss it. It should be in there. Okay. All right, try it out. Maybe two. See how I did right there? So you need to find out who was involved. You need to find out what happened. And you also need to have why this event happened. Okay? It might be the picture. Try another picture. Yeah. 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 You already did it. You did that first one. That's the conflict. We're gonna find out. All right, AJ, I don't know. So what I'm gonna have you do is I'm gonna have you work with somebody for now until you can correct the problem.
Let's go sit at the front desk.
Yeah, maybe we'll try to delete the app. We'll try to go into it. I don't know. Okay. Well, I'm gonna work with Ryan, is it all right, Carson? You guys just want to share work together? Let me know when you turn that in, that you and Carson will work on it. We'll put the title, Ryan and Carson. Okay. You're not colonists. You're not throwing snowballs. What? I didn't throw a snowball. What are you talking about? I'm a teacher. Why would I throw a snowball at a child?
I approve.
What?
I approve. There's no throw it.
No, you,
Throw it.
yeah.
Really, I can't.
You know, if you don't catch it, you have no
Oh,
Oh,
wait, no.
oh, you didn't catch it, Marissa. Sorry.
No, wait, I honestly can't know.
That was good. Whoa, that was bad. That was terrible.
hit me. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit you in the face.
Full throw.
Yeah, I can't throw, but I can
That
catch.
was aggressive throw, too.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit you in the face. I didn't. I didn't. No, I'm actually gonna feel bad. I'm sorry.
Well, let's go. Show me your sorry by doing work.
Got it.
Who needs help?
I do. So, what do you guys think America's on the ballot?
Well, you,
And HSS, the British.
is that Wikipedia? Listen, go back to that folder that was on school. There's an article that I provided. It tells you. tells you inside here what happened, who's involved. Right?
Can I ask you this now? Why did the Battle of Lexington this happen because the inside
Did you use slideshow for that one?
10 small arms and all
Okay, here's what I like you to do. If you look, it says you're supposed to put a picture, right? For your slides. So my suggestion is to put the picture in first as a slideshow. Now hit pause on the slideshow. Put the picture in, hit done. Alright, now you can put over top of it video or text. Okay? So now after you watch the video, you develop 2 questions based on that video. Put those 2 questions underneath in that box. Okay? Now you change that page, you want to use the phone. Today is that. Is that? See, that's the thing I was just telling these guys, Jake, is that if you get rid of that video, do you have the link for it? Like, get rid of it. Yeah. So when you do this, you want to put in live show. Alright? So put a picture of whatever's going on first, then put the picture over top. What? So do search for your library. Okay, girls. Girls, are you good? Girls, you good? Good? How'd you do it? What'd you do?
I went to self-service and installed the update.
Oh, it's the update. That's what it is. That's what it is. Good job, Tate. How are you? Do you have access to my Schoology account? You do? Okay, so you know what you're doing? So this right here is already the title. You already have that, so you can take that out. You don't need that. So get rid of that. Colby, sit down. So you want to do who was involved, what happened, and then also you need to have a why. Right? So add more text. So why this event happened. Now you're actually answering these questions. You're putting these facts down. So think about it as you're creating like an informational website for someone, or a presentation. Okay, I put everything on Schoology in folders. So if you go to Schoology, and if you take a look right here, this is the information that you will need. Okay? This tells you who was involved, what happened, and why. You're basically summarizing this for the audience. So you're answering who was involved, getting it from here, what happened, getting it from here, and why. Okay? How you doing? Good? You have your who, what, when, why, all that great stuff?
Oh, the announcements came on.
Yeah, time's out for some reason. Go, AJ. Come over there, I just walked through over there. Go ahead. Yeah. Any video that is about, watch it first though, make sure it's appropriate, and also make sure it, gives some general overall information about licensing content. Okay. Yes. Yes. Where do you think a good starting point for what happened would be?
Like the first thing that one was.
Yeah, Jamie? That's kind of the middle. What Colby was saying was what, Colby?
Or the Proclamation of 1763.
No.
What?
You were just saying it.
Where, it says, like, what the colonel said.
Yeah. Gage's orders, what we talked about in the beginning of class. That would be a good start right there to say, all right, here's what the British Redcoats were told to do. Right? And then they march on to this happens, then that happens. Yes. Yeah. So. Move, just stop.
The first one.
I think you're missing like a little bit of what happened prior. You're missing a little more background. So as we said, you kind of have an answer here, but I think you were to put some of that up there. As you said, they were supposed to seize and destroy. I think with the what happened, included that too.
So you have the what, but the bottom one makes sense?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. All right, it's time to go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we will continue with this tomorrow, the entire class period. Who's good? How's yours?
I'm hungry.
Wait, I'm going to lunch. Goodbye.
Nathan, don't make me. What are you guys learning? History. What do you think?
Lexington and Concord today. Shot her around the world. Pow!
Hey-o.
Pow!
Hey-o.
Laughing all the football scores, pull your hair out this weekend?
Yeah. Well, fancy
Did you catch the best one Saturday for college?
The what?
Did you catch the best